Hey, what's up? This is gonna be kind of an like unfiltered video, unedited type of deal, and yeah. So by the title of the video, you can probably tell I'm gonna talk about just feeling inadequate, both in two ways. About feeling inadequate in comparison to other people, and feeling inadequate in comparison to your own expectations of yourself. And I'm gonna start by talking about feeling inadequate, like when you're comparing yourself to people, because it's total bullshit. I went through the majority of school, middle school and early high school mainly, just kind of basing my worth on how others perceived me, or how much better I was than them, or how worse I was for that matter, how much worse I was than them for that matter. And that really screwed up my self-esteem for a long time. I felt like crap always when I would hang around these people who knew how to talk better than me, who knew how to make friends better than me, who knew how to navigate their way around social situations just better than me. I was pretty good in the academics, so I never felt inadequate about that. But I'm sure, for those that aren't, the school isn't really your strong suit, I'm sure that exists there too. I can't deny it. And now that I've grown out of it, now that I don't care at all what people think of me, and I don't compare my own how do I put this? I don't compare myself to people as much as I used to. I don't feel inadequate when I'm around better people anymore. I totally changed my mindset on that. And it's really easy to get stuck in that whole thing of when you meet somebody that's better than you at something, you just kind of want to curl up into a ball and cry because they're better than you. People like them more than they like you. People respect them more than they respect you. But really, that's a whole load of crap, and you shouldn't, because I think the proper response when you meet somebody like that, that's that you perceive to be miles ahead of you, and they might not even be. That might just be like a fabrication in your own mind, as was in many of the cases of me when I went through school. It might not even be correct, but you make it so. But the better way to think about it is perceive that as an opportunity to grow. If this person is really better than you, go talk to them. Go try and learn from them. Don't put them on this pedestal, or don't loathe them because they're better at a certain thing than you. Use it as an opportunity to learn and gain the knowledge to be as good as them, or even nearly as good as them, or even better at what they do. It's totally the way you see it, and it sucks because comparison really is the thief of joy. You could have so many great qualities about yourself, or so many great things about your life, but the moment you start comparing to people who have more, it's never enough. So, listen, I think some amount of comparison is definitely healthy, provided that you want to be integrated with society, or whatever you want to call it, right? Like, provided you want to not fit in, but not be totally outcasted and shunned by people. You need to have a degree of comparison, people to compare yourself to, just to have a basis, right? But beyond that, there's no need to over obsess over these qualities that you think people are better than you at. The only thing that's left for you to do is work on them. I went through middle school feeling like crap because people knew how to talk better than me, people knew how to dress better than me, some people got better grades than me, and every time I'd compare myself to, some people were taller than me, every time I'd compare myself to them, I just felt like crap. I'd be like, oh my god, why am I not 6 foot? Why am I freaking 5'6", 5'7"? I'm never gonna grow that tall. This girl's getting better grades than me, and this seemed like nothing I can do about it. Or, I mean, there was something I could do about it, but those are the excuses you make in your brain. It sapped every bit of ego and self-esteem I had about myself, and it doesn't help because it's a compounding effect. When you feel that way about yourself, that's how you'll carry yourself. When you feel like you're below people, you'll act like you're below them to them, and they'll treat you as such. If you treat people like celebrities, they'll treat you like fans. That's just the way it is. But if you go around treating people as equals, or not below you, but as equals, it's different. So it's really a negative feedback loop. You feel crap about yourself because you compare yourself to others, so then you act like that in front of them, which gives them incentive to treat you like they actually are above you. So by thinking this and comparing yourself, you're actually materializing it, which is kind of crazy to think about, but it's a really crappy loop. So don't compare yourself, just make do with what you have. Now, the second type of feelings of inadequacy that I want to touch on here are feeling inadequate because you have high expectations of yourself and you don't achieve them. A lot of people will tell you, if you're feeling crap because you can't achieve your goals, or because you set these standards for yourself but you're not quite hitting them, they'll be like, oh, it's unhealthy to have such high expectations. And that is such a bullshit statement. I never understood that. It's almost as bad as you work too hard. Like, just rephrase it. Literally think of it as them telling you you shouldn't expect that much of yourself. When you phrase it like that, it sounds way fucking worse. And it's because it is. The original statement of, it's unhealthy to have such high expectations, it really is just that, but masked in a pseudo-nice way. Now, within the realm of reality, obviously you can't set your expectations to fly to the moon unless you're, or, like, setting your standards within the realm of reality. But again, the realm of reality is also wider and bigger than you might even think. So, you gotta open your mind to the possibilities. And really, if you have a vision of becoming somebody you want to become and you're continually failing, the only reasons that you might be failing are either because your plan sucks, you change your plan too often, or you're inconsistently sticking to your plan. Don't ever let anyone tell you that your standards are too high for yourself. What? That's almost like telling you can't achieve your fucking dreams. Like, are you serious? That's such bullshit. You shouldn't be listening to that. You can set any goals you want for yourself and achieve them with the right work ethic, with the right plan, and consistency. That's literally the most important factor. I mean, hell, you could literally perfectly execute the perfect plan for a week, and it will be outperformed by the mediocre plan that you consistently execute for 10 years. It's just the way it is. Consistency is going to trump all in the end, and think of it how you will. You just gotta set yourself to these standards and try to achieve them. This lighting's kind of terrible now that the sun's setting, but it pains me to hear people tell other people, and I've been told it too, that your expectations are too high of yourself. Jovan, why do you why do you want to make so much money? Why do you want to be so successful? It's like not everybody can be so successful. Why are you putting all that stress on yourself? Why don't you just settle for something like seriously? Seriously, you're just telling me to fucking quit my dreams and stop working for what I want to achieve. It's so bullshit. It's so bullshit when I hear it. It pisses me off. It's like, okay, you know what? I understand you probably you probably had dreams like this at one point, and then you killed them off in your head because of your own self-doubt. So now you're going to project those insecurities and those failures onto me. Like, nah, fuck off. That's not happening. I know what I want to do. I know what I want to achieve. I know roughly how I'm going to do it. And I know I'm going to put in the work to do it. So I'm never going to let anybody tell me you work too much, or you expect too much of yourself, or it's unhealthy to have such high expectations, because that's all bullshit. The only time it's healthy to have such high expectations is when you don't want to do the work, but you expect so much. That's a whole different deal. If you don't want to do the work, then you might as well just accept the fact that you're going to live in mediocrity, because that's all it is. But if you're preparing to put in the work, if you're prepared to put in the work, if you know what you want to do, if you have a rough idea of how you want to get there, or you're going to figure out how to get there, then by all means set your standards as high as you fucking want for yourself. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And yeah, I mean, that's really all I have to say. Just, for one, stop comparing yourself to other losers, because chances are they're probably not that great as you think they are. and even if they are, be motivated by them. Use their presence as motivation to become better and cooler and awesomer at what you do. Stop listening to people who tell you can't achieve your dreams, because that's basically what telling you have ultra high expectations for yourself is. So just to recap, don't compare yourself, and stop letting people tell you to stop setting high expectations for yourself, because I know if you're watching this channel, if you're following me, you definitely have that drive for success, and you definitely want to become that person. You just got to put the work in, and don't listen to people who are like, oh, well, you know, that's very unrealistic. That's very, you gotta, you know, your head's in the class. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what you gotta do. Work, make it happen. Stop listening to fucking idiots who have no idea what your goals or ambitions are, who can barely even understand them. And achieve your fucking dreams, man. That's all I want for anybody in this fucking world. That's all I've ever wanted. I've just wanted to see people happy, people thriving, people doing the right things. And like, for me, my whole reasoning for wanting to become successful is to make that money and to help people out in shitty situations where they might not be able to access these resources that I myself, who I will admit I am very privileged to access these resources in the Western world, to make money, to learn valuable, to give valuable education, you know, all this stuff. Some people just don't have access to that, and I sincerely want to help them out. I want to help out my cousins. I want to help out my family members in need, and all that type of stuff. That's my whole reason, and I just can't let anybody tell me you set your expectations too high for yourself, because that means I'm letting down everybody that I promised to help. So find what motivates you, make a plan, stick to it, and don't let anybody tell you fucking otherwise. Anyway, peace out. See you in the next video.